We welcome you to historic Manhattan Beach, California for the 5th day in the Mecca of American beach volleyball. It's the Manhattan Beach Open presented by Bud Light. Earlier today, breaking news, the 15 consecutive tournament win streak of Misty May and Kerri Walsh is over. Can you believe it? They were beaten in the crossover by Annette Davis and Jenny Jordan, 21-19, 21-19. Davis and Jordan were superb in the green suits. May and Walsh, quite honestly, were sluggish. This was match point. May out of bounds, and the celebration started. The greatest win streak in the history of beach volleyball. Over 15 straight wins, 89 consecutive matches won, 68 straight game wins, all down the drain. After the match, our Mary Strong was there.
After the second game, when you lost that game, what was going through your mind?
You know, I still can't really put words to it. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I kind of want to cry. I have a sigh of relief. You know, 89 wins, that's a lot. And it was kind of, the pressure was building. You know, all last week I was like, I just want to stop talking about this streak, and I think I brought this on myself. So I'm not feeling so good right now, but, you know, it's okay. We'll bounce back, and this will make us work harder. And we lost to a great team.
It looked like you guys were going after Annette Davis. She was playing really well today. Great hitting. What happened in those two games?
You know, we tried going after Jenny, and she was very consistent passing and her attacking. She was more aggressive. Tried going after Annette, equally aggressive. You know, we tried our best, but their game was on, and they were playing with a lot of confidence, and it just wasn't our day today.
No. All win streaks come to an end. What now? Where do we go from here?
Now we start a new one. And we're gonna charge this. You know, we have a month and a half until Athens, and we're gonna work our butts off. I don't want this feeling ever again. You know, I know it's bound to happen. That's the nature of sports, but I want to win every single time. You know, and this is fueling the fire, definitely.
All right, thank you, ladies, very much.
Thank you.
Misty May and Kerri Walsh, two class acts, gracious in defeat. Okay, who's in our championship final? I've got to know. Let's go down to Chris McGee.
The Super Bowl of professional beach volleyball. The Manhattan Beach Open presented by Bud Light. Number 2 versus number 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first our number 3 team on tour, scoring a huge upset earlier today versus Misty May and Kerri Walsh, breaking the streak. They won another Manhattan Beach crown. They've been playing together for a long, long time out of UCLA. Best server on tour. Say hello to Annette Davis. And her partner, ladies and gentlemen, out of Tarzana, California, 8 Open wins as well, 2000 Olympian. Say hello to the high-flying, electrifying Triple J, Jenny Johnson Jordan. Manhattan Beach, can I get a little noise? And here we go. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, out of Durango, Colorado, out of UCLA, a 4-time first-team All-American, a 1996 Olympian, one of the most dominant players in all the world. Say hello to Elaine Young. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you know this next young lady out of Miracosta High School in Manhattan Beach, a UCLA national champion. Last week she caught history. Now she's trying to pass it up. She wants the all-time career wins right here. Give it up, Holly McPeak.
What a turnout we have had here in Manhattan Beach, and why not? It doesn't get any bigger than this in the sport of beach volleyball. The fans are pumped up and everybody having a blast. Well, it's time to have some fun in the sun as we all get ready for our championship match. It's just a matter of time before we find out who will be immortalized forever by having their name placed on the Manhattan Beach Pier. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. Along with St. John Smith, I'm Chris Marlowe. Davis and Jordan knocked May and Walsh out of the tournament. Now they turn their attention to even a bigger prize, their first tournament win in almost 2 years.
That's right, and they are hungry. They just beat the best team in the world. They're playing with confidence. They have a very good shot at it here in Manhattan Beach, the biggest event on the tour.
The opposition also playing with confidence. Holly McPeak and Elaine Young's coming off a big win in Shanghai, China. And if they win today, Holly McPeak will set a record and make history.
That's right. McPeak and Young's just beat Jordan and Davis in China. This is going to be a different story because Davis and Jordan are playing fantastic, but they want the victory as well.
McPeak gets it. She will win her 68th. That will eclipse the all-time record held by Carolyn Kirby. All right, we're set. The third member of our broadcast team is down on the sand. Mary Strong with the court conditions. Mary?
All right, Chris, thank you very much. It's about 87 degrees down here on center court. They just finished hosing down the court because things are definitely heating up down here. This sand is much different than we've seen all season long. Manhattan Beach is known for its deeper courts, so the players are really going to have to work a lot harder to jump and get out of the sand today and move out here. It's going to be much more difficult for them. Also, this is the biggest crowd by far we've had all season long. Over 6,000 fans packing these stands. It's incredibly loud out here. Both teams going to have to work incredibly hard to communicate much more than usual today. Chris, back up to you.
Thanks, Mary. Time now for our Aquafina strategy session. Let's take us through it. St. John Smith, McPeak, and Young's first.
Well, McPeak must play steady, but guess what? That's what she does every weekend, but she's got to continue to do that. Young's has got to step it up on offense and defense, and she did that last week to win in China, so she's ready, I think. Young's, again, attack every chance she gets. Anytime that ball's up near the net, just bang the ball down.
And what about Davis and Jordan? Attack, you say?
That's right. Attack the ball. That's how they beat the best team in the world. They were hitting everything. They're going to continue to do that. Davis has got to patrol the net. She's a great blocker. She's got to use it today. And both of them jump serve. They're both great jump servers. They have to get the other team in trouble.
Davis and Jordan in the pink uniforms. McPeak and Young's on the other side of the net in the blue unis. Davis and Jordan haven't won a tournament since, well, 2 years ago. August 24th of 2002. Rules quickly.
That's right. Best 2 out of 3 games. First 2 games played to 21 points. Third game played to 15 points. Rally scoring. That means a point every time the ball is served. And you must win each game by 2 points.
McPeak and Young's will serve it up first. In Shanghai, the big win for McPeak and Young's. Finishing second, Davis and Jordan. So these teams know each other very well. And we're underway. Davis has really been pounding. I've been surprised at how many serves she is receiving.
I'm shocked, especially seeing that hit. That ball was set 8 feet off the net, and she hammered that ball. There was very little chance of digging that one.
This is Jenny Johnson Jordan, 5'10", 30 years old, born in Sherman Oaks, California. And McPeak is blocked, so Davis at the net. Annette Davis, 30 years old, also born in Bellflower, a UCLA grad, now living in Tarzana.
And this is what Davis does so well. She gets up, reaches over, blocked back into the court. Look at her hands. One hand on that ball. That's all you need.
Both teams playing at the peak of their games right now. Young's on 2, and she's got it. So Elaine Youngs, who's 34 years old now, a UCLA graduate, in her 8th season out of El Toro, California. And her partner, of course, Holly McPeak. Shanghai, the big win, 67 wins now, tying Carolyn Kirby. A win today, she'd be the all-time greatest. And into the net is Youngs. Good start, critical for which team, St. John Smith?
You know, both of them want to get out to a good start. But I think it's very important for Elaine to take charge. If she doesn't take charge early on, it could be trouble for them.
Youngs, and this is something that they can do very, very well if they execute.
That's right. You know what they're doing is Holly is passing the ball up to the net so that Elaine can attack it on 2 and catch the other team off guard.
3-2 is our score early in game 1. And off the block goes Jordan. Jordan and Davis with 8 career wins. They are the first African-American team to ever win a beach volleyball tournament. The first African-American woman was Rita Crockett, who won one back in '94. And McPeak into the corner.
And I haven't seen Elaine do that very much at all. She jump set that ball, but what it did was it threw the offense off, and it left open net for Holly to put that ball away.
4-3 our score. Let's take a look at the Bud Light road to the finals. McPeak and Young's first.
Okay, they didn't have such a tough time on Saturday. On Sunday, a little bit different. They played Davis and Jordan. It had a 3-game match. It was not easy, but the rest of the way hasn't been too difficult. Now they're here again, seeing how they're going to do in the final.
Davis and Jordan early on looked very, very good.
That's right. They did have a 3-gamer on Saturday, but nothing much after that Sunday. The biggest match was against, of course, May and Walsh, the best team in the world, and they brought their best game to beat them. If they can do the same out here, they're going to win the final.
Now, some of the other flavor from this week's tournament. How about Jen Meredith, the former Pepperdine star, and Wendy Stammer, the big hitter? They got a 7th this week. This is a team that I think should be doing a lot better. This should be a top 5 team. They have top 5 talent. They've been up and down, a little bit inconsistent, but when they're on, they're very, very good. Now, one very promising team of youngsters, Tyra Harper and Makari Wilson. Tyra Harper, former Central Florida star. They're here on the near side. Athletic, both indoor stars. Makari Wilson out of the University of Washington. They had a 5th a week ago, and when they learn what they're doing, watch out. They can be powerful. Another team who's been in the mix, Paula Roca, a Brazilian who is now playing as an American, and Gracie Santana, the former San Diego State star. Now, this week they got a 13, a scrappy team, but in the mix each week. May and Walsh, Bush and Mason get 3rd. R.C. McSorley, Fontana, Kessie, Akers, Walkholder a little bit disappointing. And the aforementioned Meredith and Stammer. Strange to look and see May and Walsh in 3rd place.
Yeah, we haven't seen that for a long time.
So back onto center court. A capacity crowd, a massive crowd here at Manhattan Beach. The tournament began, at least for men, back in 1960. And a little tip shot by Jenny Johnson-Jordan. If you're McPeak and Youngs, who do you serve of those two, of Davis and Jordan?
Well, normally I think most people would serve Jordan, but you know, when she does things like that, she's able to move the ball around very, very well. Davis is a power hitter. She's going to hit the ball almost every time. So it's a tough choice. You've got to try each one of them.
Davis and Jordan leading 5-3. Davis into the bottom of the net. Davis and Jordan, if you're wondering, are very, very good friends. The best friends you could ever imagine. Husbands, both former athletes. They had babies a couple of years ago together, so they took the year off, and now they are just rebounding back into form. Jordan whacks it home. So Jenny Johnson was her maiden name, and now Jenny Johnson-Jordan, the hyphenate. And Elaine Youngs playing with a left calf strain. She's had 2 knee surgeries on that left leg, and she gets massage treatment, does stretching to keep it loose. She had both calves tightened up in Austin, Texas, but didn't tell anybody. That was out.
That was way out.
Wind gusting a little bit, and the put away for Annette Davis.
Just out of bounds. That ball was just barely out of bounds. It hit the top of the net and went out of bounds, so the ball goes to Holly and Elaine. Here it is, a diving dig. Just keeping the ball in play. Actually, it was out of play, but they played it. And here's the last play, just out of bounds off the tape.
6-6 game 1. Now Holly McPeak with the serve. Davis pounding it through. So Annette Davis thumps another one.
Davis is going to go up and hit the ball, I think, just about every time. And that, again, that set was 5 or 6 feet off the net, and she still went up and wrapped that ball.
I'm not sure I'd be serving Davis.
Yeah.
I think I'd be working on Jordan if I had the serve. Youngs is there. Elaine Youngs, we got reports from Europe, in Greece, in China. Youngs blocking up a storm, St.
That's right. All reports are that she was dynamic. She made the difference.
Folks, you want to see a roof? Here it is right here. Youngs applying some shingles. We'll be back. Fifth event, the Nissan team standings. Who's the best team on the beach right now? May and Walsh. McSorley and Arcee in surprise second place. McPeak and Youngs, of course, set to move up this week. Bush Mason, Fontana Kessing having a good year, and Davis and Jordan set to move up today and get some of those points. Davis and Jordan won this event a couple of years ago. Manhattan champions in 2002. Now, due to time constraints, we continue later in game one of the final of the Manhattan Beach Open presented by Bud Light. You know, Holly McPeak told me earlier today that Elaine Youngs was back to her old self, that she was playing with a lot of confidence, and it looks like in plays like that, she's got her game under control.
That's right, and I said it early on. She has to take every advantage when that ball's up near the net to attack the ball, and she's doing it very well so far.
And Jordan pounds it through. Of course, Jenny Johnson Jordan, her father, one of the great athletes in American history. Going to talk a little bit about Rayford Johnson today. He's here in the crowd watching. There is the great Rayford Johnson, gold medalist, silver medalist in Rome and Melbourne in the decathlon. Doesn't give his daughter much advice in beach volleyball or volleyball. Not a sport.
Oh, don't be so sure.
Well, I asked him one time, have you ever given your daughter advice? He said one time at UCLA she was having a bad time hitting the ball out and doing a bunch of crazy things. And I just said to her, hit the gosh darn ball in. Hit it in, keep it in play. Of course, Rayford carrying the torch back in 1984 to open the Olympic Games in Los Angeles. What a great man he is. The serve is long. Tough to get jump serves in on a little bit smaller court.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, the mistake I see with so many players is because the court is about a yard shorter on either side, all they have to do is step back a yard or 2 yards when they contact the ball. And then it's the same deal as before.
Off the top. Now, I've heard some players say, look, we can't do that because if I step back a yard or 2, then I can't get into the play. I can't get up to the net.
Well, how did they do it before? They were a yard back before. The whole court was a yard back. So they still had to come that far. And their momentum is bringing them into the court anyway when they jump serve.
And McPeak on the line. McPeak known for her precise shots. The last win before Shanghai, June 15th, a year ago in San Diego with Youngs. All right, we're coming back. Super slow-mo. There it goes. We'll be back in Manhattan right after this. Stay with us.
Hey, you're watching Fox Sports Net. It's always a party when AVP comes to town, especially here in Manhattan Beach.
Of course, this is the Manhattan Beach Open presented by Bud Light, along with Mary Strong and St. Jude Smith. I'm Chris Marlowe. Game one of our women's championship final. Holly McPeak and Elaine Youngs, Jenny Johnson Jordan, and Annette Davis. And that spike is off. Youngs out of bounds. How many blocks does Youngs need for McPeak and Youngs to win this match? Well, let's say game by game. How many per game?
Well, the way this match is going so far, if she gets 2 blocks, that would be enough to win the game.
She's got 1 already, unofficially. And Davis chops it on the line. So far, Davis and Jordan doing a pretty good job of picking up the shots of McPeak. She's going to have to hit a little bit.
That's right, and she can hit. She can attack the ball, but she needs a very, very good set. If that set's off the net, you're going to find that she's going to try to shoot the ball much more.
Davis and Jordan, if you just joined us in the pink uniform, can you say pink uniforms?
I was wondering.
Sounds
you
a little
said
funky.
uniforms.
I
They're
did
bikinis,
say uniforms,
aren't they?
Well, they're bikinis, yeah, but this is a professional sport.
It's nice to have uniforms.
Pink uniforms.
Bikinis, all right.
Young serving. And that's an ace for Elaine Youngs.
Now, Elaine is such a great jump server. I don't know why she doesn't jump serve more often. She just proved it right there with the ace.
Playing with confidence now. That's the key for Youngs. Playing her game with confidence. And the spike is on the line. So Jordan pounds one through.
Jordan and Davis, they're holding to their game plan, the one they used to beat the best team in the world, Mae and Walsh. They're attacking the ball.
Jordan and Davis, 2000 Olympians. They finished 5th, just out of medal contention. McPeak got it right on the line.
Just barely. And you know what helped McPeak that time is Elaine faked like she was going to hit the ball, which meant the blocker had to go with Elaine and then couldn't quite get all the way to Holly when she shot the ball deep into the court.
And pounding through. So Jordan gets another kill. She's married to Kevin Jordan, a former UCLA wide receiver. And Annette Davis married to Byron Davis, a former Stanford swimmer. And now Davis to serve. Nobody up, and Davis hits it out. So tough getting lift out of the sand after you have to trudge a little bit.
Yeah, you really sink into the sand out here. You find that the players are getting tired more easily. So long matches early in the tournament can have an effect here in the final.
Youngs to serve at 18 all. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, it's out. It is out, apparently.
Check it. No, but can you check it? Seriously, which one is it?
It's the one that's right there.
Okay, can they, I mean, it's close
Check
enough.
that one, it's right there.
Right on the line.
It's that one right there.
No, it wasn't.
See the line jump, St. John, or no?
You know, it's so hard to tell from here because when the ball hits the sand explodes. So you can't tell if it's the sand that hit the line or if it was the ball that hit the line. They called it out, though.
19-18, Davis and Jordan. Remember, rally point per play scoring. That costs you a point. Youngs. And Youngs flawless on 2. So Elaine Youngs, who played basketball and volleyball at UCLA, a 1996 indoor Olympian who tried to qualify for 2000 with Liz Massakayan, who is now, interestingly, their coach. And they've been playing better with her at the helm. Youngs got it. Elaine Youngs with the put away. And McPeak and Youngs will now have their first game point.
What a great play. Elaine fake blocks, backs up to dig that ball, but that's the end of the rally. A great attack as well. Here it is. Excellent hit cross court, and they just cannot control it.
Every serve in this game has gone to McPeak. They haven't served Youngs once. Well, right now, McPeak and Youngs leading in game 1, 20-19. First game point for McPeak and Youngs. And that's it. Elaine Youngs, cool and confident. And reaching over the net with the roof. McPeak and Youngs win 21-19. McPeak and Youngs utilizing the block, and they lead it 1-0. Here we go. Game 3 is to 15 points. Youngs going on 2. You don't have to hit the ball 3 times, just like you don't have to win by 2. You have to win by at least 2. Now Youngs, why doesn't she jump serve?
That, you know, this third game in the beginning, it would be a great thing for her to do, to put pressure on the other team. She elected not to.
And Davis rips one. Annette Davis looks like the best spiker on the beach today. She is pounding away.
Well, we saw her hit some really great balls in game one that very far off the net. Now, that was a great set, and she just tattooed that one.
Look out. Davis! No, she's out of bounds. And Davis, hands on her knees, trots back. Wow.
Oh, that hurts. She made such a great dig down the line. Holly made a great hit. Davis makes a great dig. She gets an okay set, but she just hits it barely out of bounds.
And over her.
McPeak, a Chester. Jordan got it. Jordan and Davis, they're not huffing and puffing very much. They look like they're in much better shape than they were, say, 3-4 tournaments ago.
Yeah, I think they're obviously playing the best they've played all year, beating the best team in the world in May and Walsh, and they look like they're in great shape.
First serve of the match to Elaine Youngs, and she drops it over the top. One of the best new shows on television, IMAX, hosted by Max Kellerman. It's a show that involves personalities and questions and antics, and of course the star is that man right there, Max Kellerman. 6 p.m. and late night, and weeknights you can see that right here on Fox Sports Net, IMAX. Young's jump serve. Davis chopping. Well, now we know why Youngs wasn't serving from the south side of the beach. She perceives the good side is the north side, where the wind is kind of in her face a little bit.
That's right. The wind is coming a little bit out of the south, so when you hit that ball into the wind, it helps it drop into the court.
Youngs. And Youngs gets another one.
Well, that's when they play their best. When Holly can get that ball up, when she passes the ball up near the net, Elaine has a chance to hit it. The block isn't ready, and Elaine, of course, gets much higher than Holly when she spikes the ball.
Youngs is up high. So Elaine Youngs, her fourth block overall in this game. That's her first.
And what Elaine did here, she waited. She jumped after the spiker's jump, and she was able to slap it back into the deep court. She's still going up when there's ball contact, and then she waits for it and slaps it back.
McPeak to serve, her team up by 3. Can't quite get there. A foot away for Jordan.
And the reason why it took so long for McPeak to get to that ball is because Elaine was blocking the line. So Holly was stationed on the angle, waiting for the angle hit, and then she had to take off after the fact to get to that bit down the line.
And she puts it away. The daughter of Rafer with a little bit of a tip.
That's, this team, Davis and Jordan, what surprised me most about them is their defense this match. It's been incredible.
Hello, I'm Karch Kirai, and I got to tell you something. There is nothing like winning at Manhattan Beach. Trust me.
Davis and Jordan, McPeak and Youngs. Third game at Manhattan Beach, 5-5. And McPeak cuts through. So Holly McPeak, once again, if you just joined us, 67 career wins, tied with the all-time great Carolyn Kirby. The two players really didn't see eye to eye, not the greatest friends. They're both at 67. McPeak wins today. She's the all-timer. McPeak is there. Davis and Young's finding herself in no woman's land. That's not good.
That's right. She backed up, but it's a time when she should have stayed at the net. Here it is, a great dig, and I'm not sure if Elaine touched it. Normally Elaine should not shoot that ball over the net unless she touches it. And there we go, the put away to end that rally.
Now Davis will serve. 6-6. And a good call by Elaine Youngs. You could hear it. Angle, angle, angle.
And that's right. And that's because
the angle was open?
That's right. The defense was all over the line on that one, and the angle was wide open. Sometimes you can't see as an offensive player what's open. That's why you need your partner who sets the ball to take a look real quick and give you the call.
McPeak to serve. 7-6. Off the top. Jordan is there. And going with the left is Davis. She's a righty by trade, but able to get the kill with the left.
You know, that didn't seem like a great shot, but because it was the left hand, they weren't expecting it. So even a weaker left-handed shot can be very effective.
Now Youngs will take a moment to wipe off her goggles. In a game like this, 7-7 third game, you went through a lot of that in your career where you're tied. What separates the women from the girls, so to speak?
Well, you know, all these players here, they're all from UCLA, by the way. They've all had national championships. They've all been in tough situations, so I don't think there is any separation between these teams.
Here comes McPeak. Ooh, and she crushes one downtown. So McPeak's best spike of the match. Time now for our Earthlink block of the match. We're thinking it's got to be Elaine Youngs at the end of game one, Sinjin.
What a punctuation. What a way to finish a match. I mean, that hurts a lot when you get blocked straight down. You give it your best shot, and boom, it comes back harder than you hit it.
Timeout on the sand. McPeak and Youngs up 8-7. Third and final game at the Manhattan Beach Open presented by Bud Light. Winning team gets a big fat paycheck and their name engraved on a plate on the Manhattan Beach Pier. Loser gets less money and goes home. Jordan. Ooh, she bounces one on the line. Wow. Jenny Judson Jordan with a cross-court rip.
Don't give Jenny open net. I'll tell you what, she got a good set. She came from the outside, and she hammers that ball cross-court, and there is nobody home.
Now Davis to serve at 8-8. And Youngs pounds it down. Let's go back to Mary Strong with Rafer. Mary?
All right. Thank you very much, Chris. Mr. Johnson, I know you're a big supporter of your daughter out here all the time at these tournaments. You must be pretty nervous right now. It's almost tied up in the third game.
Yeah, this is about as nervous as it gets. But they played really well all weekend. They started out with 3 wins yesterday and played well this morning. And the game that they had against Mist and Carroll was as well as they played all year long.
Any advice for your daughter to pull out game 3 here?
Pardon?
Any advice for your daughter to pull out game 3?
Well, probably the only advice I can give her probably is a good thing that I never played volleyball. So the only advice I can give her is to be the best she can be, which she always is. I just cheer for her and hope that she does well.
All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the game. Back up to you.
Folks, Rafer is a little bit tense right now. His daughter locked in a struggle with McPeak and Youngs. It's 10-9. McPeak and Youngs in the blue uniforms, as Sinjin likes to call them. And in the pink bikinis are Davis and Jordan. Game to 15. Winner wins. Jordan. Youngs, yes! Elaine Youngs. You know, sometimes that play looks easy when you're standing at the net, but sometimes you can freak out and spaz that play out. Timeout on the sand. Third and final game to 15. McPeak and Youngs leading by 2. They're working on Jordan. And Jordan smacks it on the line. So Jenny Jordan with another kill. She's been active today. Jordan with 24 kills of successful spikes. Now 11-10. Have to win by at least 2. Oh, and Jordan guessed right, called the right play. What was her mistake, St. John Smith?
You know, all she did was miss the ball. She was backing up. The ball was in front of her. She tried to stop. I don't think she got very good footing in this soft sand, and she just barely missed the ball. But give credit to Holly. She's siding out much better in this third game.
12 serving 10. And the put away. In case you missed it, Misty May and Carrie Walsh knocked out by Davis and Jordan. They finished third along with Bush and Mason.
I've never seen more balls hit the lines than this match. Yeah. Every player on the court has hit the line at one point or another during this match. It's unbelievable.
12-11. She's got it. She's not jumping high and she's not pounding away, although that one down the line was a heater. Now it's 13-11.
It looked like Holly gave a sigh of relief because she knew she didn't clear the block, and the block got a piece of it, but they couldn't control it.
Spike is out. Last win on the AVP Tour for McPeak and Youngs, June 15, 2003 in San Diego. They lead it now 14-11. And Young says, we've got them. We think we've got them.
And they'll take this victory. It'll wash away everything that happened this past year, all the non-victories. This one is worth all of it.
Not over yet, but the crowd, a standing ovation for the match. Holly McPeak tied with the great Carolyn Kirby. 67 all-time wins. Silva, Kathy Gregory, who I saw earlier this week, and the coach Liz Masakaya to become the winningest all-time player. Holly McPeak has 1 point to go. It took her a year to get number 67, but it looks like 68 is going to come very quickly.
That's right. If everything goes according to plan, but you know this game is not over. It's very hard to score the last point. Very difficult. Always is the case. And Jordan and Davis is a team that can give you trouble, especially at the end of the game.
McPeak, growing up in Manhattan Beach, went to local high school here, Miracosa High School. A local legend. Lives, once again, 3 doors up on the Strand in a beautiful house. And now she has a chance to become beach volleyball's all-time winningest woman. This could be it right here. Youngs will serve. Championship point at 14-11. Sneaking it through is Jordan. Jordan looks like she's tiring just a bit. So make it 14-12.
There's no time to get tired. There's just a few points left in this game. You've got to give it everything you have at the end of the game.
Second championship point for McPeak and Youngs. McPeak can do it herself. And it's over. McPeak and Youngs have broken through and won here at Manhattan. Holly McPeak becomes beach volleyball's all-time winner. Move over, Carolyn Kirby.
Well, thank you, Elaine Youngs. That's what Holly's saying. There's no better tournament to win and become the all-time winner in the sport than this tournament, Manhattan Beach.
Davis and Jordan were outstanding. They finished second. They were marvelous. They knocked out Nan Walsh. It was their tournament. But in the end, Youngs and McPeak, they celebrate. What a big win for the duo. So 2 in a row for McPeak and Youngs. Shanghai, China, and Manhattan beats California. One more look. Holly McPeak with the put away. Holly McPeak, 68 career wins. She reigns supreme. So Youngs and McPeak, when we come back, Mary Strong will chat with the newest winners. A beautiful day for Holly McPeak and Elaine Youngs. They win here at Manhattan. In the process, Holly McPeak with 68 career wins becomes the all-time winningest player on the AVP Tour in the women's division. All right, McPeak and Youngs, they got to be jacked up. Let's go down to Mary and find out how high. Mary?
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Holly and Elaine, congratulations. Great game by you ladies. And Holly, this is your hometown. This is a place, if you want to win a game, this is pretty much it. You've also finally, after we've been talking about it for quite a while, surpassed Carolyn Kirby's record for all-time wins. Number 68, you must be on an incredible high right now.
This is a dream come true. To do it in front of your hometown crowd, it's the best.
Both of you played absolutely amazing. I know you faced Misty May and Carrie Walsh many, many times in the finals. A little bit of relief coming into this finals today that you did not have to face them?
Not necessarily. Jenny and Annette obviously knocked him off. And first, I'd like to congratulate them on a great tournament. Like you said, they knocked Misty and Carrie off. But this is all about Holly today. I really wanted her to win this today. It's very emotional for both of us. I'm glad her family was here to witness it. And there's a party in Manhattan Beach tonight! Woo!
Holly, this obviously very, very emotional for you, all your family here. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans today?
Just thank you for all the support. Over 14 years, it's been a long time. I really appreciate it. This is where I fell in love with the sport at the Manhattan Beach Open, and I'm so proud to win my 68th here in front of everybody.
Well, congratulations, ladies. Great job by you today.
Thanks, Mary.
Chris, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Mary Strong. What a day for Holly McPeak and Elaine Youngs. This concludes our coverage of the AVP Nissan Series. Once again, the women's final, McPeak and Youngs defeat Davis and Jordan by the score of 2-1. For Mary Strong and Cindy Smith, I'm Chris Marlowe saying so long from Manhattan Beach, California, where the beach is now officially closed. Yeah, say closed.